What would you do if your quiet suburban life turned into a battlefield overnight? That's the question I faced when the HOA, those petty tyrants of lawn care and mailbox uniformity, sent armed enforcers to our doorstep. It wasn't about unpaid dues or an untrimmed hedge. No, this was personal. And my wife, Sarah, a retired Green Beret with eyes that could pierce steel, was ready to show them what a real fight looked like. We'd moved to Willow Creek for peace. After years of deployments, Sarah craved normalcy, and I, a former war journalist, thought I could finally write in silence. Our little house, with its creaky porch and overgrown garden, was our sanctuary. But the HOA had other plans. They'd been hounding us for months, fines for our unkempt yard, complaints about Sarah's late-night training sessions in the garage. They didn't understand her need to stay sharp, to channel the chaos of her past into something controlled. To them, she was a problem, not a hero. It started with a letter, then a knock. Then, one humid July evening, 3 men in tactical gear stood on our lawn, sent by the HOA's new security consultant. They carried rifles, their faces obscured by balaclavas, claiming we'd violated some obscure bylaw. I froze, my pen useless in my hand. But Sarah? She was already in battle mode, her instincts honed by years in war zones. "Stay behind me," she whispered, her voice low but steady, as she slipped into the shadows of our living room. The men demanded we vacate by dawn. Sarah didn't negotiate with threats. She moved like a ghost, disarming the first enforcer before he could blink. The second went down with a swift kick to the knee. The third raised his weapon, but Sarah was faster, pinning him to the ground with a knee to his chest. "Who sent you?" she growled. The man stammered, revealing the HOA president, Margaret Klein, had hired a private militia to clean up the neighborhood. It wasn't just us, they were targeting anyone who didn't fit their cookie-cutter vision. That's when the twist came. As Sarah interrogated the man, a figure emerged from the darkness. Mrs. Delaney, our elderly neighbor, clutching a shotgun. She'd been watching, listening. "They came for me too," she said, her voice trembling but fierce. "Said my roses were a public nuisance. I've lived here 40 years. Mrs. Delaney, with her arthritis and endless stories of her late husband, was no pushover. She'd seen the HOA's bullying escalate and had been quietly rallying other neighbors. Her unexpected courage shifted the tide, giving Sarah an ally and me a spark of hope. Sarah devised a plan. Using her training, she turned our home into a fortress. Mrs. Delaney spread the word, and soon, neighbors we barely knew missed her. Patel, the librarian, the Garcias, who ran the taco truck, joined us. They weren't soldiers, but they were fed up. Sarah trained them in basic tactics, her commands sharp yet encouraging. I documented everything, my camera capturing the defiance in their eyes. The HOA's enforcers returned at midnight, expecting compliance. Instead, they faced a united front, Sarah leading, Mrs. Delaney guarding the flank, and a ragtag militia of neighbors armed with flashlights, shovels, and sheer will. The standoff was tense. Shots rang out, but Sarah's precision disarmed the enforcers without bloodshed. By dawn, the militia fled, and Margaret Klein was exposed. The neighborhood rallied, forcing her resignation. We didn't just win a battle, we reclaimed our home. Sarah, my warrior wife, stood tall, her scars a testament to her strength. Mrs. Delaney hugged her, tears in her eyes. "You reminded me I'm not done fighting," she said. In the quiet aftermath, Sarah and I sat on our porch, the garden still wild, the air heavy with victory. The HOA's rules no longer bound us. We'd fought for more than our home, we'd fought for each other, for neighbors turned family, for the right to live free. Sarah squeezed my hand, her battle mode fading, but her fire never would. "Yendi,"